What's going on, guys? Hex Competitive back in today with a brand new video. And as well as down title below will be the topic we're talking about today. So as you guys see right now, I do not actually have my hat on. So hey, there you go. You guys get to finally see me after probably at least a couple hundred videos with a hat on. Finally without a hat on again. So looking at what actually happened this episode of Rent a Girlfriend, I really do like this show. From the title was always something I never knew would turn out like this. But I mean, let's take a look at a show like Bunny Girl Senpai. You see a girl in a bunny suit in the cover art, and then all of a sudden the show is like this awesome, cool, supernatural with like this science kind of twist with it. And you just would not expect it with some of these titles. But this show really did impress me once again with the whole jealousy theme of this episode. And I think we all could relate to Kazuya in this situation. So looking at Kazuya and what he's actually doing in this episode, the whole kind of checking in on Mizuharu and or accidentally running into her somewhat from a distance, and then him following her on her date, which wasn't even actually a date at all. I know, like, we don't do that as people, right? Typically. Of course, some people might, and maybe we do for like, oh, wait, hold up. Let's see what's going on here for about 30 seconds. I'm watching them. I think people, whenever they get jealous, they tend to stalk for a minute or 2 to 30 seconds. They're like, what are they doing? I'm in love with that person. Where are they going with her? And vice versa. Girls are the same way. I think jealousy is a natural thing. And obviously it's a real thing. It's something that really 90% of people are going to fall for. Because if you have something that really kind of gives you, inner peace and outer peace and keeps your world kind of from, shaking, and you see someone else getting cozy with them and or having great chemistry with them, yeah, you're going to be a little bit kind of rocking back and forth, kind of like what's going on here, and get a little antsy, anxious, and get anxiety. And I think that's where a lot of relationships can be ruined. I think that's where a lot of relationships are ruined. If you can get past that stage, then it's going to be pretty good, because there's going to be people in our lives that we are going to have good chemistry with, and we're going to see that on display. Our significant other or the person we're into, we're going to see that from time to time, and it's really dangerous. Jealousy is such a dangerous thing because it can lead you in the way Kazuya did, which was super embarrassing. It could have been far worse. He could have got far more emotional and maybe blew up and got possessive of someone he wasn't even his. It's something that happens with people. People get that way, and it's something that you have to kind of accept and live with, because it's something that doesn't get solved overnight. It's something that you have to kind of grow with as you get older, as you get more experience with relationships. And even people with you have been in X amount of relationships are going to have issues with it at times. I mean, it's just part of being a genuine person. And it's whenever you're giving kind of like your all to someone emotionally, it's just really easily to kind of disturb that emotional balance you have in your life, right? So we look at other things though in this episode, like the very ending. These two are inseparable. I mean, it's just like these two are like, it's almost as if these two are just kind of, destined to be with one another. She was thinking of him the whole time. He was worrying about her on this date, which wasn't a date. He's putting his own thoughts in his head, and once again, getting inside his own head and making things kind of worse than what they were, and or appear worse than what they were. And he could have made things worse than what they were. But the whole time, she's actually looking for a gift for him. And we see in the beginning of the show where she's kind of just looking down at Ruka hugging on his arm, and it just demonstrates, and given that they're not actually a couple, but the whole situation in context, which we don't need to go over, everyone already knows watching this video, but that whole situation there alone, for example, the reason why I really like that was because of foreshadowing, and or I guess the subtext. It wasn't really even necessarily the the foreshadowing. Is the fact that just her looking at him the way he was, and that girl Ruka clinging on to him, you saw that Mizuharu is someone who cares. She was lost in thought while watching them, but yet she's someone who lives next door and hasn't talked to him during this time. So you can tell like it was kind of bugging her as well, but she knows she's way more aware of things than Kazuya is. And I don't think it's because she's, it is because she's experienced, right? The whole rental girlfriend aspect, to where you go on dates, there can be nothing but normal conversation. You can't go back to their houses. It's really clean cut, right? But through these relationships, you got to imagine, or I guess fake relationships, you got to imagine that she's had a lot of experience. She's talked to a lot of people. She's gotten to socialize. And yeah, that would be a good way to socialize. I mean, Japan actually does this in real life, if you guys did not know this for the viewer watching. But nonetheless, there's a lot of criteria to negate any kind of craziness or, sleaziness going on, which you would expect, which that's what I was kind of expecting the show to be, a garbage show, but it took the whole rent-a-girlfriend aspect to like a really clean, genuine, kind of very tasteful manner. And you got to think, she has experience. So she's aware of who Kazuya is. She's probably dealt with Kazuya's type before. And she knows that he can go putting things into his own head. She knows him. And it's weird because Kazuya does know Mizuharu's personality, right? But he doesn't necessarily truly know Mizuharu. It's weird. She's attracted to him because he's genuine. And he's attracted to her because, well, at the end of the day, she's even genuine, right? She's beautiful. She's pretty, not just on the outside, but on the inside. She's actually a really cool, great person. And she's the one who even stuck out her neck for him because she didn't believe in the way he was being treated back in episode 3 was right. And where did that girl go? She took an exit to stage left. But nonetheless, these two's relationship is absolutely phenomenal. I love them. I love their relationship. It's cool. I hope it gets better and better. But I don't know what the next step is. And I am interested to see how this like season ends. I want to know where we end off at. So also, if we were to look ahead at what else happened in this episode, we find out Mizuharu is an actress, and the whole reason why she does the date, rent a girlfriend thing, or rent a date, or whatever the hell you want to call it thing, because it's really a date. It's like renting a date, because literally you're only allowed to go to public places and do public things and activities like that. But nonetheless, it is, think about it. She's doing it for her actress school. She's really wanting to become an actress. She's someone that's so conservative with her personality. It's crazy to see that she's wanting to be an actress and able to really kind of display emotions like an actor would, believable, fake, raw emotions. And I find that really interesting because of this. Because listen to me and hear me out on this if you can. If you really look at it, Mizuharu is someone who is, once again, very conservative. She won't let people know what she's doing to rent a girlfriend life. She is very fake with her friends. The only person she kind of shows two ends of the spectrum to are the nice and the tsundere-esque side is really Kazuya, right? Kazuya is the one that sees both. He sees Mizuharu for who she really is, which means she's comfortable expressing herself the most to him, if anyone, outside of probably her friends at the club. But the other thing that's really interesting here is someone with that kind of personality would not expect this. I wonder why she's into acting. I wonder how she got into acting. And I wonder also why is she so why does she have such a conservative approach to her friends? Like, she goes to college at that one school and she's not even real to her friends at all. She's a little bit more suck up ish-esque, you know what I mean? She doesn't kind of let loose that attitude a little bit. She's really conservative, nice, shy girl kind of attitude, right? And nervous and anxious kind of girl. But if you take who she is around Kazuya, she's the type of girl that's super, super kind of like keeping her thoughts to herself, but only expressing them when kind of pushed. But yet I think she is herself, but she's not her full self. She's genuine with Kazuya, unlike everyone else, besides, of course, the actor we saw with her today. But nonetheless, she's genuine with him. But she has not unveiled like every color of the rainbow in a sense, right? She showed him her blue, she showed him her black, she showed him her red, yellow, but she hasn't shown him the rest of her colors. And that's something that's the best kind of analogy I guess I could give you. But yet she is being herself, just not her full self, which she's still not being fake. But there's more to her than meets the eye. There's more to her character. That's interesting. I'm excited about that. Hopefully I didn't ramble on or hopefully that didn't sound like I was just reiterating myself for like a minute and a half about the whole Mizuharu thing. But yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why she is definitely such an expressive person, which, she's an actor. And B, why is she an actor, which is such an expressive person, while being such a kind of conservative person with showcasing who she is. And I'm not even referring to the rent-a-girlfriend thing. I just mean her personality. So that's interesting. Other than that, you got to think about it. She doesn't even show that one other actor her attitude side, and what are you gonna do? So I found that interesting, guys. What about you? As always, guys, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter X25. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.